Hey, it's another boy in a scanner. Thanks for stopping by today. I bet you didn't know the story of radio begins not with voices, but with dots and dashes. These simple signals, known as Morse code, were the first steps in a journey that would transform the way we communicate. Guglielmo Marconi, a young Italian inventor, sent the first wireless signals across the Atlantic in 1901, forever altering communication. His groundbreaking work laid the foundation for the wireless world we live in today. His invention, initially dismissed as a novelty, quickly proved its worth in maritime communication, transmitting SOS signals and saving countless lives at sea. The ability to send distress signals over vast distances was a game-changer for safety at sea. These early sparks of innovation ignited a passion for harnessing the power of the airwaves. Inventors and scientists around the world began to see the potential of this new technology. Early radio was a far cry from the sophisticated broadcasts we know today. The equipment was rudimentary and the signals were often weak and filled with static. Enthusiasts huddled around crackling crystal sets, listening intently for faint signals through headphones. These early listeners were pioneers, exploring a new frontier of communication. These pioneers, often amateur tinkerers and hobbyists, were captivated by the magic of pulling voices and music from the air. They experimented tirelessly, driven by curiosity and a sense of wonder. These early experiences laid the groundwork for a cultural phenomenon that would soon captivate the world. Radio was becoming more than just a hobby. It was becoming a way of life. As technology advanced, so did the possibilities of radio. Innovations in radio technology opened up new opportunities for communication and entertainment. Vacuum tubes replaced fragile crystals, amplifying signals and paving the way for louder and clearer broadcasts. This advancement made radio more accessible and enjoyable for the average listener. The development of the microphone allowed for the transmission of the human voice with remarkable fidelity, bringing a new level of intimacy to the airwaves. Listeners could now hear voices and music with unprecedented clarity. These advancements marked a turning point, transforming radio from a niche hobby into a powerful medium for mass communication. Professional studios began to emerge, and radio programming became more structured and diverse. By the early 1920s, radio was poised to revolutionize entertainment, information, and culture. It was no longer just a tool for communication, it was becoming a central part of daily life. No longer confined to the realm of hobbyists and technicians, radio was on the verge of becoming a household staple, forever changing the way people experienced the world around them. Families gathered around their radios, sharing moments of joy, news, and music. The stage was set for the birth of the golden age of radio, a period of unparalleled creativity, innovation, and cultural impact. Radio would soon become the dominant form of entertainment, shaping the cultural landscape for decades to come. The 1920s witnessed the birth of radio broadcasting as we know it. This era marked a revolutionary change in how information and entertainment were disseminated to the public. Stations like KDKA in Pittsburgh and WEEF in New York began regular programming, offering a mix of news, music, and live events. These pioneering stations set the stage for the future of radio, creating a template that would be followed by countless others. The airwaves, once silent, were now alive with the sound of human voices and the melodies of live orchestras. This new medium brought the world into people's homes, making distant events feel immediate and personal. The formation of national radio networks like NBC and CBS in the late 1920s further accelerated radio's rise. These networks provided a cohesive structure that allowed for the sharing of high-quality content across the nation. These networks connected stations across the country, allowing for the simultaneous broadcast of programs to a vast and geographically dispersed audience. This innovation meant that people in different states could listen to the same program at the same time, fostering a sense of national unity. This interconnectedness created a sense of shared experience, uniting Americans from coast to coast through the power of radio. Families would gather around their radios, eagerly anticipating their favorite shows and news updates. With a growing audience, radio programming became increasingly sophisticated and diverse. Broadcasters experimented with different formats and genres, striving to capture the public's imagination and keep them engaged. Comedies, dramas, and variety shows emerged, featuring talented performers who would become household names. These shows provided a platform for actors, musicians, and comedians to reach a wide audience, making them stars in their own right. The popularity of these programs soared, turning radio personalities into national celebrities and shaping the nascent world of entertainment. Fan clubs and fan mail became common, as listeners felt a personal connection to their favorite radio stars. Radio also became a powerful force in advertising. Businesses quickly recognized the potential of this new medium to reach a large and attentive audience. Sponsors flocked to the medium, eager to reach the massive and captive audiences tuning into their favorite programs. Advertisers crafted catchy jingles and memorable slogans to capture the listener's attention and promote their products. The familiar jingles and slogans of radio advertising became ingrained in American culture, further solidifying radio's role as a pervasive force in everyday life. This era laid the groundwork for the modern advertising industry, demonstrating the power of media to influence public opinion and consumer behavior. The 1930s and 1940s marked the golden age of radio, a period of unparalleled creativity and innovation in programming. This era saw the birth of numerous genres and formats that would go on to shape the future of broadcasting. Genres like the soap opera, named for their household product sponsors, captivated daytime audiences with their serialized tales of love, loss, and intrigue. These stories, often filled with dramatic twists and turns, kept listeners eagerly tuning in day after day. These programs, often dismissed as melodramatic, offered listeners, particularly women at home, a form of escape and a sense of community. They provided a shared experience, a topic of conversation, and a way to pass the time during the long hours of housework. Suspense and horror shows sent chills down spines across the nation. These programs, with their eerie sound effects and gripping narratives, created an atmosphere of tension and excitement that was unmatched. Programs like The Shadow, with its iconic opening lines, "Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows," captivated listeners with tales of mystery and intrigue. The clever use of sound effects and dramatic pauses made these stories come alive in the imaginations of the audience. The ability of radio to create vivid imagery in the minds of listeners, fueled by sound effects and evocative narration, proved to be a potent form of storytelling. The absence of visual elements allowed listeners to paint their own mental pictures, making the experience deeply personal and immersive. Variety shows, featuring a mix of music, comedy, and celebrity guests, provided lighthearted entertainment for the whole family. These programs brought a sense of joy and laughter into homes, offering a welcome respite from the challenges of daily life. The iconic voices of comedians like Jack Benny and Burns and Allen filled living rooms with laughter, while singers like Bing Crosby crooned their way into the hearts of millions. These performers became household names, their voices instantly recognizable and beloved by audiences of all ages. Radio became the soundtrack of daily life, providing companionship, entertainment, and a welcome escape from the realities of the Great Depression. It offered a sense of normalcy and continuity during a time of great uncertainty and hardship. Children's programming also flourished during this era. These shows were designed to capture the imaginations of young listeners, offering them stories of adventure, heroism, and moral lessons. Shows like The Lone Ranger and Little Orphan Annie captured the imaginations of young listeners, transporting them to worlds of adventure and wonder. These characters became heroes and role models, teaching important values through their actions and stories. These programs instilled values of courage, kindness, and perseverance, leaving a lasting impact on generations of listeners. The lessons learned from these stories stayed with children as they grew, shaping their understanding of right and wrong and inspiring them to be better individuals. Make sure to subscribe to Boy and a Scanner and to also check out the website boyandascanner.com for updates. To support the channel, head over to shop.boyandascanner.com to grab some merch.